when Rand Paul asked Anthony Fauci, do you support sending money to Wuhan? Rand Paul should not have stopped with that question. Rand Paul should have said, do you support bringing pathogens from China into the United States?
He would have lied for sure on that one.
You know he would have. You know he would have. You know that he would have actually sworn up and down that it never happened. And once again, the whole point of public hearings is entrapment. What they're doing is getting you to put your statement onto the record. That's the whole point. And if you actually took the next step, Rand Paul or Ron Johnson or anybody else, if you took the next step, which is, okay, you just got done telling me that you're not going to say that you support sending money to Wuhan Institute of Virology. Fair enough. Do you support the importation of Chinese pathogens into the U.S. without legal permits? Well, of course I don't. Cool. Could you please show me the permit for the pathogen you actually allowed China to send to University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill in somewhere between the spring of 2014 and the fall of 2015? Can you tell me where the approval for moving a biologic agent from China to the United States that we knew was a human respiratory pathogen, can you tell me where we got that permit? Where is the Department of Homeland Security? Where is the FBI? Where is any of the places? Where is any of the infrastructure? Where is any of the safeguards that are supposed to be in place when you know that that virus flew inside of the belly of, in all likelihood, a United or a Air China or a somebody else's plane? Something clear. Listen, people, we're not having a conversation right now about whether there are viruses or not. Because this has never been a story about viruses. This has been a story about biological weapons. Stop calling it what it isn't. This was Anthony Fauci. When Rand Paul specifically asked him, what about Ralph Barrick? What about the University of North Carolina? Not only did Anthony Fauci lie, but he admitted to something that is in fact more illegal. You know it's illegal to bring a biological weapon from another country into this country. Do you know that?
I did know that.
Okay, so if you know that, do you think that it would be a great idea, possibly, maybe, to actually have somebody in the U.S. government point out the fact that if Wuhan Institute of Virology virus 1, and for those of you who don't remember, okay, here we go. Wuhan Institute of Virology virus 1 was harvested from bat guano miners in 2013 who evidenced all of the symptoms that we now called COVID-19. So we actually brought a foreign pathogen into this country. That's a violation of so many laws you can't even count. We cloned it and we manipulated it to enhance its spike protein and its ACE2 receptor interactions so that it actually was more infectious to human lung tissue. We did that in this country, and Rand Paul and all of the other senators and all of the other organizations, all of them are asleep at the switch. And here's where every single one of our listeners should pay attention to the references I post, because here is where the smoking gun lives. We thank Dr. Zhengli Shi of the Wuhan Institute of Virology for access to bat CoV sequences and plasma of Wuhan Institute of Virology 1 COVID spike protein. Research was supported by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, NIAID. That is Anthony Fauci's organization, and the National Institute of Aging and NIH under awards U19A 109761 and U19A 107-810 to Ralph S. Barrick. And the grant that we saw referenced in this particular gain-of-function study was funded by NIAID. It was awarded on March the 7th, 2014, which means that the paper's authors lied when they said that the research commenced prior to the gain of function moratorium, because it actually happened during the gain of function moratorium. And the amount of the contract is $31.2 million. This is one of actually 4 grants that were part of the research that was going on. And look at what it is. NIAID, Columbia University, New York, $31.2 million obligated. And let's look at the timeline of how much was going on. So we had $5 million, $6.3 million allocated at the inception of the research. Here's the gain of function moratorium, $12 million. And during the moratorium, we go from $12.5 million to $32.6 million during the period of time that this study was going on. Now, you cannot, if you are Anthony Fauci, deny that you lied. $60 million that went through the hands of Anthony Fauci. And Paul failed the public yesterday, and he failed the public again today. And he's failing the public right now by not doing the proper homework that should be done. And by the way, somebody out there on this chat, somebody out there in this universe, somebody out there knows that they have someone who can get to Ron Johnson or Rand Paul or to whoever else and freaking get this information to them, because the fact of the matter is, we've got him lying to Congress. That's a jailable offense. It's good enough to impeach presidents on, and we are letting the highest paid public servant in this country get away scot-free, and he lies with impunity. And then we sit there, we the people sit there and wonder how on earth we're ever going to get anywhere with blah, 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 fill in the blank, masks or whatever else. Well, newsflash, people. What I just shared in the last 23 minutes, 24 minutes, you can do something with. I'm happy to have anybody who wants take issue with a single thing I said.